Get ready to hit camera for me, please. Good morning. It's Sunday, May the 10th, 2020. Happy Mother's Day and welcome to our Open Heart Spiritual Center live stream for this Sunday, May the 10th, 2020. We are so glad that you have joined us today. We thank all of you for your continued support, your presence, your prayers, your energy, all of the things that you do to make this live stream possible, and also for Open Heart Spiritual Center to be able to continue in these very different and very unusual times. We're grateful for all of you today and for you joining us in this live stream. I'd like to begin with our own Villa Willis, our assistant minister and spiritual director, to provide us with an opening prayer.
Good morning. Join me as we turn within to touch that divinity, that holiness, that oneness that is within. All good, holy, holy. As these words of Ricky Byers rings in my soul, I proclaim that that is the truth, that all is good and all is holy, for God is in all, and the life of God, the joy of God, the health of God, the perfection of God, the abundance of God is our life now. We are one with God, for God is in us, as us, and through us. And on this special day, on this Mother's Day, we say thank you to Mama, Stepmom, Auntie, Granny, neighbor, teacher, for every woman who has embodied the divine principle and loved us, empowered us, called us out, spanked us, and reminded us of our greatness. And we say yes on this sacred day to embodying the divine feminine, healing, nurturing, and intuition, and all the beauty that God is. And we speak this day the truth, that God's world is perfect, God's world is healthy, God's world is abundant. And this is God's world, and we are God's people, and we say yes to embodying, living, speaking, and knowing this truth for our world. We are grateful for this opportunity to gather in this sacred space of Open Heart Spiritual Center. Grateful for this celebration and for the messenger today who won't just speak the message, but he will live the message. And we know that this service is blessed, a blessing, spirit-filled, life-changing. And so it is. Blessings.
Our theme for this month is infinite certitude, and our daily affirmation: I place unlimited confidence in the source of my being. Daily, I rely on the divine guidance, divine presence within me. It goes before me, guiding every step I take. It speaks through my lips and sees through my eyes. God assures and reassures me every moment. I live life knowing I am divinely maintained and sustained. Now we'll hear from our Vanessa McVeigh.
It was not my bed to make, but it might have been my soul to take. I've paid dearly for my mistake, but it was not my bed to make. It was was not in the way I move or everything I tried to prove. Grace, trying to be stronger. Grace, this wounded heart, it longs for grace. Mercy, take your time. Help me find my way to grace. I surrender, lay down my arms. If I can do no good, I will do no harm. The truth, the eye in every storm. I lay down my arms. It was not in my words or in the ways they hurt you. Grace, trying to be stronger. Grace, this wounded heart, it longs for grace. Mercy, take your time. Help me find my way to grace. Ooh, forgiveness, forgiveness. Ooh, forgiveness, forgiveness. Grace, trying to be stronger. Grace, this wounded heart, it longs for grace. Mercy, take your time. Help me find my way to grace. Give me patience, give me grace. Tell me it's not too late for grace. Help me find my way. Today I pray for grace.
Thank you, Vanessa. That was beautiful. Our affirmative reading today, I'm going to use two different pieces. One of them is really, really short. It's just a quote. The first one, a lot of us have heard this before. It was Nelson Mandela's inauguration speech, and it was written by Marianne Williamson. And the title of it is Our Deepest Fear. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we consciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And the short quote that I will do for you is from Dr. Martin Luther King. Take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. And so it is.
Thank you, Emma, for providing us today the affirmative reading. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers, whether you are a biological mother or not, nurturing the things that you do. Congratulations to our graduates, Latera Allen, Alejandra Cedeno Avila, and Shelley Gilmore. We also want to wish a happy birthday to our May babies, all of you that are celebrating this month, another rotation around the sun. We appreciate each and every one of you. And a reminder that every Thursday we have our Open Heart Thursday Connections at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you go to our website, ohsc901.com, you will be connected to the virtual space that we use to connect as a community. We have topics that we talk about, but a lot of times it's just really the sake of seeing one another. When we can't see one another physically, it's the process of being able to just connect and to continue to have this feeling of connectedness and oneness. And now our music director, Mae Brophy, has some very special music for us today. Thank you, Maeve. We so appreciate your contribution to us and all that you do and all that happens with regard to our celebration and the contributions that you make as music director. Again, as we've already been saying, that today is Mother's Day. And we're grateful and thankful for all of the mothers that are a part of our lives. And I also acknowledge that this is not always an easy day for some people. particularly those people who have lost their mothers, whose mothers have transitioned, and they experienced a physical loss, but they're still sweet, sweet, wonderful memories that they have. And then again, there are also other people who are also recognized who may not have had the greatest experience with mothers. And I send special thoughts of healing and love and divine energy in those cases as well, because this day can be a triggering day, can be a painful day in many ways for some people. But we do want to take the opportunity to celebrate in general motherhood, mothers, and specifically the idea that goes beyond just talking about Mother's Day in the way that we think about, but talking about Mother's Day in the fact that each and every one of us within us has what Ernest Holmes calls the sacred womb, or the womb of nature, or what I like to call the sacred mother. That space and place that is within each and every one of us, that space and place which exists in the universe, that place and space which is the center of divine creation, where today we celebrate the sacred mother, the sacred womb, the opportunity to know that we have within us the ability, the presence, and the power to create in our lives, to create in our experiences, to create all that it is that happens for us. And even in a time such as this, as things are occurring and happening around us with COVID-19 and all of that, yes, we have an opportunity to create and to move through this experience in ways that we find that we appreciate all of who we are and all that is taking place and happening. I want to talk about, when we mention Ernest Holmes in the sacred womb of nature, he writes, "The universal medium or soul has been called the womb of nature and the Holy Mother because it is receptive to the Spirit and it is impregnated with divine ideas. It gives birth to the ideas of spirit and is therefore the feminine principle of nature." When we think about the fact of being able to create, our opportunity and all that we do to create, it's wonderful. We have been endowed with this space and place in our lives. And let's talk about creating for just a moment, because it's important. Again, I mentioned the fact that in the midst of all that we are doing with staying at home, and now in many places talking about reopening states, reopening the country, reopening the city, and all of that, the important thing in the midst of this is, because our thoughts create our reality for us, is to be particular about the kinds of things that we think about in the midst of this. And even more importantly, setting our intention for post-COVID-19, post-staying at home, post all of this. What kind of world is it that we wish to experience, that we wish to live in? What kinds of contributions do we wish to make in this world, in this society? That becomes important. So the process of creation, we know that first we set the mental equivalent. That is the idea that whatever it is that we wish to experience already has been created in the mind of God. It already exists. So we're not trying to create it. We're making it welcome. We place our thoughts into this space and place, and we go there, and then we begin holding the intention, holding the vibration, knowing that as we set our intention, as we place our attention on those things, that we begin the process. It's just like out in the gardens that many of us have been cultivating and doing over this time. And I know several people talked about, because of their being at home, they started planting gardens and creating gardens. But one of the things that we know is that when we plant the seed, we do so with the faith and the trust and the intuition that that seed will germinate and grow and come into fruition. And the worst thing we can do is to dig it back up to see if it's growing. We trust that the laws of the universe go into nurturing and loving and sustaining that seed that's been placed in the ground. It's the same way with our thoughts, because we remember that everything is created twice. First in the mind, and then it manifests itself as the tools and the resources. All of those things come together. And we know that within the context of the sacred womb, this becomes possible. Again, Ernest Holmes talks about the hen that lays its eggs and for 21 days exactly sits on those eggs, never falters or mistrusts her nature, but understands that she has to sit on those eggs until they are hatched, keeping them warm, turning them when necessary. She is so connected to the omniscient intelligence that she just knows. And one who might ask, how can we contemplate? And one idea for 21 days, keeping it warm, alive, awake, and aware through an inward feeling which broods over into its own expectation. We live consciously with the idea that the thoughts that we plant, those seeds that we place out there, are there, and they begin the process of manifesting in our lives. We can look at all of the things that we have been experiencing and knowing just how wonderful it is that we are divine beings in expression. And here today, we have this capability. It's important in this world, in a world where we see things happening around us that will pull from us. My heart went out this week to, as the attention on Ahmaud Arbery in Georgia and his senselessly being killed. My heart went out to his mother and all mothers who worry about their sons, and in particular, black sons who find themselves very often targets and victims of some of the unfortunate things that are happening. But we have the ability and the power to create a better world. And we do so first by setting our intentions. We do so secondly by trusting the sacred womb, the sacred mother, the womb of nature, to take those thoughts, to take those vibrations, to take the meditation that we send out, to change things for the better. And I believe that we have this ability and we can do it. And the time is now, and we're being called upon to make that happen. So again, happy Mother's Day to each and every one, and celebrate the sacred womb, the sacred mother, which is within. And so it is. Our own Julie Christian now has some music for us.
Good morning, Open Heart. Are you ready for a little bit of activity? Let's dance to some music. You ready? Hey, get up and dance to the music. Hey, get on up and dance to the music. 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 All we need is a drummer for people who need the beat. I'm gonna add a little guitar to make it easy to move your feet. I'm gonna add some bottom so that the dancers just won't hide. You might like to hear my organ. I said, all right, Sally, right. If I could hear the horns blow, Cynthia on the throne, yeah, yeah, yeah. Cynthia and Jerry got a message to say, all the swears go home. Listen to the voices. Dance to the music. 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 Hey, dance to the music. Love you. Stay safe.
Thank you, Julie, for reminding us to dance to the music. We want to ask or thank you for those of you that are supporting us in our efforts as we move forward with Open Heart through conscious giving. And you can see here on the slide that there are several ways to give. First is via the app. If you've not already downloaded the app, you can go to our website at ohsc901.com and you will find a link where you can download the app. You can also go there to give online, again at ohsc901.com, or text to give at 615-422-4292. Thank you for all of you who are in this moment giving and providing for us and helping us as we move forward and make things like this live stream possible.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know that the grace of God was sufficient, and I didn't know that the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go, let it all go. And this is what you have to say: I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggles, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I
Thank you again for watching. We appreciate all of you tuning in and for all that you do. May you go forth enjoying Mother's Day. May you go forth having a magnificent day. Peace and blessing.